actually out working. And, our job, people want to say it's fake. Yeah, you can't fake gravity. It's a physical environment that
But
we
do you
work
remember
in.
the first time it approaches you? Like you're wrestling, you're a young guy, you're building a name for yourself. What is day one, right? So everybody knows the United States, right? We have a huge heroin
Oh,
dependency
yeah.
problem within the United States. And I always thought to myself, like, person's there's the moment, right? They have this opportunity to shoot heroin or smoke heroin or however else they do it, knowing that the minute they do this, they're going to be hooked on this for life.
Life's
You've
never going
just
to be,
signed
yeah,
the devil's contract.
yeah.
Do you remember day one when you finally said, "Hey, I'm going to take a
Well,
painkiller"?
yeah, I do actually. Fortunately for me, I never went down that
Right. No.
that
Right.
deep of a road.
Right. Gotcha.
But yeah, I broke my hand and broke a finger in my hand. They had to, ironically enough, bring me out here to New York to meet with the Yankees hand surgeon who operated. It was a quick operation of putting my bone back in my finger, and he wrote me 30 painkillers. I'd never taken anything, and I had to fly out the same day to go to the next show because I could still wrestle with it, just tape it up. And I remember getting on the plane, and the first pill I took, I was just like, I'm on to something here.
Wow.
This is. I don't know where this has been my entire life, but I'm glad it's here now.
Mm.
And you know what? It'll be something that it'll be bad. I'll battle it until the day I die, and it's just something that I am not. I have an addictive personality, but there's some things like I could have this beer around me for all day, and I'm never going to have a desire for it.
Right.
I'm just not into
No, I
drinking.
got
It's just
right.
not my thing. There's other drugs that people, in cocaine or whatever. Nah, no interest whatsoever. But painkillers, man, that was my devil.
So, do you think this country is too free-willed through the medical, through legitimate um, lanes, for
Hmm.
lack of a better word, that we hand out this medicine too often and too easily?
Well, it's money. If you can show me a way that if companies weren't making money off of it, you wouldn't hear of it.
Mm.
It's always going to come back to money. And how can somebody make a buck off of it? And unfortunately, whether it's pharmaceutical companies or insurances, they have found a way to keep people sick and profit off of it. And as long as that happens, there's always going to be an issue because unfortunately the shit works.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's just
Yeah.
it works.
Hmm.
It does.
But yeah.
It does.
Yeah, and I mean it got the better of me, and like I said, it's gonna be something that there's not a time, even to this day, I walk into a pharmacy, my eyes immediately go back to the pharmacy part of
Right.
it
Yeah.
because I can remember countless days going in, going back and knowing I'm getting my script filled, you know.
Unfortunately, this stuff is so prevalent in the pro wrestling business. Sure,
Second nature.
after the first time you got a doctor's prescription, were you able to actually get it from friends in the business?
Are you kidding? Well, not necessarily from friends in the business, but when I was there, it was the Wild West.
Right.
I mean, I literally could walk into any doctor, and I mean, just tell them what I do for a living,
Right.
and they would
They
write
were
me
working with you.
whatever I wanted.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
Jeez.
it was literally the Wild West. I mean, we're talking about before they put the regulations on it that they currently
Right.
have now on
Right.
it. I mean, I was I was going into doctors getting 240 pills at a time every week and running out.
And running out with those oxys,
No, just Percocets.
Percocets.
Yeah. Running out, literally.
Wow.
Yeah.
We mentioned Vince before. Can you tell us the first time you met Vince McMahon and we talked about marking out? You said,
Yeah.
"Hey, at this point, I didn't mark out for anybody." Was that an intimidating situation with
That's
Vince?
that's the best word, intimidating. He walked into when we were doing Tough Enough, and we were actually in the ring, and we had to do a match in front of him, and gosh, you want to talk about just fear, because here's the guy who, he talks about creating the Undertaker. I mean, I guarantee you. Just like the same way your heart felt the first time you saw Nydia, he feels this. Vince feels the same way. I guarantee it when he sees wrestlers. He immediately probably knows yes or no, if he can turn them into something marketable. And just fearful. God, I hope he likes what he sees. If he doesn't, I still hope I get a chance. And then meeting him, he's like, Vince gets a bad rep, and I get it. Like, I understand it. Man, he couldn't have been nicer to me. Like, he used to, like, and I mean, and he's got such bigger things to worry about than me during a day of a show. And he used to pull me aside, and I remember one time he pulled me aside. We were getting ready to go to Australia, and he's like, "Yeah, just when you get over there, just get your character over, and just be you. You're enough." And I was just like, this guy's got everything in the world to worry about, and he took.
But that's what makes him smart, right? Because he knows that guys like you are the future of his company, and he knows that he has to help guide you to become that, right? Because when you do, I mean, it's changed now, right? At some point, he got smart and said, "Hey, I'm tired of like having stars, and I'll make the company the star." But I think that's smart business. Vince, Stephanie, Shane. Does Stephanie have that same characteristics as Vince? Did Shane have those same characteristics as Vince, or no?
I would say Stephanie probably has it more than Shane does. I mean, Shane's Vince always wanted the son like Hunter. He always wanted the big, jacked up, great wrestler son. And Shane, Shane was a fearless, and could go out there and do whatever, but he was never going to be the wrestler that Vince probably wanted. And Stephanie had the business, just the knowledge for what the business should be. And I mean, I don't know if either of them probably lived up to what Vince would have wanted. However, I don't think anyone could have. I think what Vince had in his mind as the perfect offspring doesn't exist. It's probably John Cena's body with The Rock's charisma mixed with Triple H's in-ring work. And that person just doesn't exist.
And they got to talk like Hogan.
Yeah.
So we're almost out of time. Before we get to Pharaoh's final
Thank
question,
God.
There you go. It's almost over. The pain-free. Wow.
Are you taking a pill for this? Or no, you should have taken a pill for this.
Jesus. Oh my God.
I love the fact. Hey, if I can make you stop and say that, my job is done. My job is done.
Well done.
Wow. What are your thoughts on the whole situation with Vince McMahon, with these lawsuits or anything else? Do you think it's fair what happened? Do you think it's not fair? Or do you really don't care?
I don't give a shit. Here's what I know. I wasn't in the room. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was consensual. I don't know what was wanted. What I do know is there's always going to be someone with their hand out. Always.
Mm-hmm.
Always. And
I'll put
I don't
my
know.
hand out.
Huh?
I'd put my hand out.
Oh, absolutely.
If the price is right.
Oh, I've always said it. Like, I wish Harvey Weinstein wanted to jerk off in front of me.
There you go.
I didn't have sex with this guy. Where the hell did he come from? You don't remember me?
Now, that said, I don't know. Like, I can't know what was consensual. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
I do know that.
Did you ever hear rumors in the locker room like, hey, this guy?
I mean, nothing that was. No, I mean, my God, it's a wrestling locker room. Like, what the rumors you hear backstage are pretty outlandish.
Right.
Hearing that Vince is, fucking one of the girls does not fall under that category.
That's not outlandish. Like,
No.
okay, yeah, big deal.
Right. That's
right.
Okay, what's for lunch?
Go, boss.
Yeah, like what's
Go
for
have
lunch?
some, buddy.
Like,
Get some.
Like, seriously. And they wouldn't have even, like, what?
Right.
What? Vince is banging a girl 30 years younger than him that's balls hot? No way.
I don't get it. It's Trish, Stacy Keebler.
You're kidding
There's no
me.
hot chicks hanging around here. What are you talking
You're
about?
kidding me. No.
Wow.
Like, it's just, and it's, I don't know. Like, and Vince has a program and something that everybody wanted. So I don't know what was.
And by the way, you think this interview sucked. Rhonda says this is the best interview ever. So screw you, Maven.
He didn't say it sucked. He just said, thank God it's over.
Well, I don't know. Maybe
Leave
next
God
time.
out of
Maybe
this.
next time, I'm
He's
just gonna
not
be
watching.
like,
He's busy.
Maven in 2003.
Hey, Maven, you were wrestling the Hurricane one time. He did a drop toe hold on you. What'd that feel like? You have the prettiest drop kick I've ever
You have
seen.
no idea how many times
All
I've
right.
done shit like that.
Pharaoh's